Let me introduce my sister's specialty, Taiwan ramen. First, she puts a suitable amount of water into the pot. She fine-tunes the water amount a bit. Then she waits for it to boil. It's called Taiwan ramen, but it probably has nothing to do with Taiwan. At least, I don't feel any connection. I just think of it as spicy ramen. The instant ramen packet contains dried noodles and powdered soup. Shall we check the instructions on the package, just in case? 1. Pour 500 milliliters of water into a pot and bring it to a boil, then add the noodles. 2. Boil for about 3 minutes while loosening the noodles. Then add the powdered soup right before turning off the heat and stir lightly. 3. Transfer to a bowl and enjoy. Adding some stir-fried minced meat makes it even more delicious. That's what it says. Apparently, there's also a version with only 200 milliliters of water and no soup, which is supposed to be tasty too. It's called spicy fried noodles. Both my mom and I love this instant ramen the most, and we eat it a lot. We even use the same toppings. We practically grew up on it, so I guess that makes sense. According to my mom, it's not tasty without adding an egg. It comes in packs of 5. It's made by a company called Shugakia. They don't just make instant noodles, they also have actual restaurants. It started in Nagoya and now has locations across the Tokai region. According to Google, Shugakia is a ramen chain. It certainly feels more like a ramen chain than a Chinese food chain. Recently, there have been more 3-packs instead of 5. Apparently, that was in response to customer feedback. She usually has it at 11 in the morning, so it's practically breakfast. My sister uses a timer, but after starting the timer, she doesn't add the noodles right away. She waits until 1 minute and 50 seconds are left. The package says to boil for 3 minutes, so I wonder if cutting it short by 1 minute is her little touch. She has this super Chinese-style bowl. She cracks an egg, beats it, and has green onions ready too. "10 seconds left. No sound from the timer. What's the point of it? At the 2-minute mark, she adds the powdered soup, then the beaten egg, and immediately turns off the heat. She doesn't stir much. I'm not big on stirring either. If you do, the egg breaks up too much and you can't scoop it. I always thought my sister and I were total opposites, so it's a surprising commonality. Come to think of it, I don't think I've ever seen her cooking anything else besides Taiwan ramen. Not any other kind of ramen, specifically Taiwan ramen.
Because
Ah, she adds the green onions with her hands. I wish she'd stop doing that. The only toppings are egg and green onions. And it's done. When I asked her afterward why she only boiled it for 2 minutes when the package says 3, she said it was to allow time for the powdered soup and egg to blend in. Plus, she just prefers her noodles a bit firmer. I wanted to eat some too, so I'm going to have some. It's too much trouble to serve it onto a plate, so I just brought the whole pot over. The way I made it is pretty much the same as my sister's. I didn't touch it at all after adding the beaten eggs to the pot either. I thought everyone does that thing where you make a tiny portion of ramen on a spoon and eat it. Then you just eat it as if you scooped it up with a spoon. I sometimes sip directly from the bowl too, but with this particular ramen, I tend to eat it this way. I hadn't really thought about it, but maybe it's because the noodles are shorter, so it's easier to gather them in one spot before eating.